Hi there. If you're in grade 11 or 12 in school, then there's a good chance that you're considering study abroad options and are even probably a little worried about your grades. Now, I know GPA is extremely important to get into top universities abroad, but is that the only parameter? Does that close the doors on studying in a good university abroad? Absolutely not. There are ways and means of you overcoming such a barrier, and that's what this two-part series is going to be all about. My name is Anand Venkatesan. I'm the founder and mentor of this platform called mentorscapital.com, and we have a vast network of mentors who can help you understand, these kind of problems and solve them for yourself. So, in today's video, and in fact, in this two-part series, I'm going to talk about, how you can overcome your low GPA in school. What are the things that you can do to still make your application a strong one and target and get an admission from a good university abroad, right? So that's the agenda for this video. All right, let's get started. Now, first thing you need to keep in mind is that yes, grades are important. GPA is important, towards admission into a university abroad, but by no means is it the only parameter, right? Consider that most universities, if not all, have a pretty holistic way of looking at and evaluating your application. And this means that in addition to your GPA or grades in school, they will also consider other parameters like, how well you present your story, your case in the essays, in the LORs, what kind of experiences have you gone through? Do you have leadership experience? Have you worked on research projects? Have you, volunteered and contributed to communities and societies around you? Have you get any real-time experience of the field that you want to join? And standardized tests like the SAT or ACT are also considered in the same breath, right? So keep in mind that it's holistic, which means that what you probably lose out on GPA, you can probably cover up in other areas, but it needs to be a conscious effort. Well, how do you go about effecting such a change? Now, the important thing to keep in mind is that to build a strong profile, which is what most of these parameters evaluated by admission committees, they look at strong profile of the candidate, and building a strong profile takes time, right? And it requires a lot of thought and strategy in terms of, hey, this is going to be my story, this is going to be the way I present myself and my aspirations and impress the jury, right? Now that takes time, right? So the first thing is, if you don't have time, if you can't do anything about your grades, then try to make use of that time that you have in a more productive way. And to my mind, preparing for the SAT or the ACT is definitely something that you should consider. And I say this with very good clarity, because SAT or ACT preparation can typically last about 3 to 4 months. And if you're on the last leg of your grade 11, then investing the first 3 months in grade 12 to get and target a really high SAT score can help you out, right? And how can it help you out? Well, because the thing is that SAT might not be required by all universities. In fact, some universities will probably make it optional. Others will probably say we don't need it. But the fact remains, most top universities will either have an SAT requirement or at best make it optional. So if most universities are going to evaluate the SAT, and if you have low grades, then SAT becomes the way of you overcoming, whatever lost ground you have in academics, right? And that's one reason. The second reason is that SAT score also indicates, the abilities that you have, which means it tells, the admission committees that, hey, I'm somebody who's, who possesses analytical skills, who has critical thought, who has, time management skills, and I'm motivated enough to go and make the best of the opportunities that I have, right? So it does impress the jury in more ways than one. So definitely consider investing 3 to 4 months at the very least towards getting a good SAT or ACT score. And I leave it to your judgment as to what a good SAT score is, but it does vary from university to university. All right. So one thing that I said you can do is focus on the SAT and let the grades remain the way they are. The second thing you can do is impress upon admission committees that you have all the parameters, all the abilities that can make success happen in the future. And how do you do that? You demonstrate your real life world experience, real world life experiences, and these experiences could be from varied areas like your extracurricular activities, positions that you held in different departments, in different clubs and societies. It could also be you having done a particular internship or a research project in the area that you study. And remember, targeted in internship or projects within your field of study can really impress the jury, because hey, here's somebody who's willing to take his or her interest and do something about it. And it does speak volumes about your determination and your hunger for success, right? As as is your ability to actually work in teams, right? So wherever you get the opportunity to collaborate with people from different experiences, people from different cultures, any international exposure that you can gain can really make your profile stronger. So the idea is, at one end, you want to reassure them that you have the analytical skills and critical thought that can make a good candidate out of you, and number two, you also have the experiences and the maturity that will allow you to adjust to tough life at the university that you wish to join, right? So those are two things that you can do that I've talked about in this video. Do watch the next part 2 of the same series, and I'm going to give you a few more tips on how you can turn it around if you have a low GPA. All right, quickly, I'm going to take a couple of minutes and also talk about our services. Now, I did say that we have a vast network of mentors, and these mentors come from different universities, different backgrounds, different skill areas. And what that means is that you get extremely professional and personalized advice that can go in improving your test scores on the GRE, GMAT, or even the SAT. We can help you craft interesting stories in your admission, in your application. Probably, if you come to us early, we can also chart out activities that you can do to make your profile stronger. And last but not the least is our ability to impress admission committees, not just in written assessments, but also in oral and video assessments, whether it comes to one-to-one interviews or Kira assessments, right? So we have all it takes to make your admission journey a success. All you need to do is click in the link given in the description and reach out to me with your queries, and I'll be glad to answer any that you might have. Thank you. Have a great day, and see you in part 2 of the same series.